Hey everyone, welcome to Coding Simplified, and now we'll see a new question in BST or binary search tree. So our question is that we are given a BST here. This is my BST. Now we need to find a in order predecessor for a particular given value, right? So it means that we are given a BST here and we are given a value. Now we need to find the in order predecessor. So in order predecessor means that let's say if you are doing in order, now what will be the predecessor, what will be the previous element for that particular value. It means like if you see this is BST, now what is in order of this values of this BST? The in order of this BST is 2, then 5, then 6, 7, then we have 8, 15, then 20, right? Now let's say if my given value is 8. If my given value is 8, it means what is the previous value? Previous value is 7. So it means my previous value, my in order predecessor. It means this is I have done in order. Now in order predecessor. For any given value, the previous value in terms of in order, that will be my answer. So in this case, for 8, the answer will be 7. For 6, the answer will be 5, right? Because for the 6, the previous value is a 5. Similarly for 15, if you see for 15, the previous value is 8. So my answer should be 8. Now for 2. For 2, the previous value doesn't exist. So it means for the 2, we can say null or in order predecessor doesn't exist. Similarly for 25. 25 value doesn't exist at all in the BST. So it means for this case also we can return null, right? So it is important that you understand the question. What we need to do, that we need to find a in order predecessor. It means that if you are doing in order, then what will be the previous value for a particular given value, right? Now how to solve this question? So if you see that like we have seen so many examples, right? So the first thing it comes to our mind that it can happen that this given value whether exist or not in the BST, right? So first of all we need to find that value, and once we, and let's say if we don't find that value, so we can just say that there is no such value exist in the BST. Or if you find that value, then I can see that how can I find the previous value for the particular node, right? So the point is, how can you find the value, right? So let's say my question is that you need to find a particular for 6. So how can I find the 6 first of all? Because my first aim is to find this 6 value in the BST. So it means my first aim is find value, find the given value in BST, right? So what we can do, we can start from the root node, and I know that if the given value is less than this particular value, then it means I need to go left side, and if this given value is greater than this one, then I need to go in the right side, right? This is how I can reach till particular value. Now once I have reached this particular value, now let's say for 6, so I have reached till here, right? Now I need to find out the previous value for this particular 6. So I know that all the previous value means I need to find the lesser value, just previous value. So I know all the lesser values will be present in the left subtree and all the greater value will be present in right subtree. It means there is, for if I want to find out for particular 6, then there is no point to go in the right side, right? Because in right side we won't find the just previous value. Only in the left side we can find the just previous value. And even on the left side, where we can find, we need to go first left side and then keep on going till the right side. There you will find the just previous value, right? Because I know that the all these values in the left subtree present the lesser value. Now in lesser values, what will be the maximum value? So what I want to find out, in left subtree, what is the maximum value? So how can I find that? First of all, go here and then keep on going here. That will be your, that's how you can find out your maximum value, right? It means once, first of all, your aim is to find out the value into BST, right? Once you find out the BST, then you need to get the predecessor, and how you can go there. So first of all, you will basically go in the left side, right? So I will say temp equals to node of left, right? And once it is done, once you have reached till this one, then you need to keep on going till the right until it is not null. So it means while temp is not null, or you can say temp dot right is not null, right? That is also fine. So you can say until temp dot right is not null, then keep on going temp right. Temp equals to temp right. So what will happen, that using this one, at the last your temp will be the next previous value, just previous value for this particular node, right? Because for this, what will happen for the 6, once we have reached till here, then it will say temp equal to node of left, mean this one. Then until temp dot right is not null, it will keep on going here. So it will basically reach till here, and then it will return this particular node. So for this we can get 5, right? So this is the case. This is the case if for a particular value the left point are not null, right? So it means when it can happen, when these things can happen, when if node of left is not null, right, then I can apply this logic. But let's say if node of left is null, right? For example, let's say for 20 the node of left is null, then how can we find out for this particular value? So for the 20, the previous value will be the just previous value which is coming from the left side, right? Like till here 15. So what we can do to maintain this, will basically take one variables, right? So it means the first thing, so basically what we are doing, we are covering all the cases. We are checking that what should be your logic, or what should be your thought process, right? So our first thought process was that you need to find out the value in BST, right? That's what you thought the first. Then the second point is that once you find out the particular value, and if node of left is not null, then you need to go till right side of the node of left, and then you can find out your particular value, right? So this was your second case. Now it came the third case, that let's say if the node of left is not null, let's say if node of left is null, in this case how can you find that, right? So what we will do, we'll basically take a one variable which will be in order predecessor, so which will be at the starting, it will be null, right? Now what we can do, that whenever we are starting from root, and if I'm going right side, then I will update this value with the previous value, right? So how it will happen, let's see if I want to find out the predecessor for this 20. So I'll start from 8. Now my given value 20 is greater than 8, it means I need to go right side, right? So whenever I'm going right side, first of all I will update the in order predecessor, so it will be 8, and then I will update the value. So now my node will be 15. So now I am here again, this 20, my given value is greater than the node, right? If it is greater than the node, it means again I will update the value in order predecessor. Now it is 15, and I will update node equal to node of right. So my node is here, and now I have found out the value which is exactly equal to the current node. Now I will check that if node of left null, then whatever the value present in the in order predecessor, that will be my answer, right? So you can see that here, because I have stored this 15, so 15 is my answer, right? Let's see one more case for this 7. So at the starting, my in order predecessor is null, right? And I want to find out the in order predecessor for this 7. So I know for this 7 my answer should be 6, right? So what will happen, I'll start from this root, I will check that what is my given value is 7. Check whether this 7 is less than or greater than this 8. This is less than, so if it is less than, then I will not touch this thing, it will be as it is, right? Then go to left side, then node will be node of left, so node is here 6. Now check whether your given value is greater than or less than. So your 7 is greater than the given value 6. So if it is greater than, so what we said, that if the value is greater than the given node, then I will update the in order predecessor with the current node, so it will be 6, and then I will update my node equal to node of right, because this was greater, so it will go in this direction, and my node will be here. Now because my node value and the given value is same, so it means I will say that's my done. And now here I check that if my node of left is null, like you can see, if my node of left is null, then whatever the in order predecessor is, that will be my answer. So it means the 6 was the case, so 6 will be my answer, right? So let me show you the code as well, so that you know that how it is happening, or what I am trying to say. So this is the first thing that I do, that I create a BST, and then I call the function get in order predecessor, where I'm passing the root and the value which I want to find out. So let's say if I want to find out for 7, right? So what it does, it goes here, and these are my parameter node and the value. Now if node equals to null, then I return null, right? Let's say if your node is null, then in this case there is nothing, so we can just return null. This is negative case. Otherwise I take a in order predecessor variable. Now if you see here that I'm operating this until node is not null, because I know that my node is pointing to the root node at the starting, right? So it can happen that the value doesn't exist at all in the node. So for this case it will return null. How? Let's say this case as well. Let's say if I'm finding out for 16, right? I want to say get the in order predecessor for 16. Now 16 doesn't exist here. So how it will happen? For 16, first of all, it will, because 16 is greater than this 8, so it will, my node will go in this direction. So my node will be here 15. Again 16 is greater than 15, so again my node will come here. So my node is here now. Now because 16 is less than this one, so my node will go in this direction left, and because this is null, so it means if at the end if my node is null, so I can say the value doesn't exist here, right? So it means my while loop will happen until node is not null. Now if you see what conditions I have put, I have said that if value is less than node of data, if value is node of data, then you just need to go to node equal to node of left, because it means your value is in the lower side, in the left subtree. So it means I will go in node equal to node of left. In this case you need not to do anything apart than going to the left side. But if your value is greater than the node of data, it means that I need to store the value in order predecessor. So whatever the node value is, currently store that one and then update the node value to the node of right? So this is very important point, that you basically store the in order predecessor equal to node, right? And as soon as you find the value, you check that if node of left is not null. So what we said, that if node of left is not null, then we need to do this step, right? So for that we have basically, if node of left is not null, so we have basically put this case in get predecessor. So we have this function where I'm passing the node. So what happens, I just check that if node of left, if node equals to null, then return null, else go to the left side first, right? So it will store left side, and then until this temp dot right is not null, keep on going the right side and then return the temp, right? I could have done these two steps here as well, but just to make it more modular, I have just put it in the another function, right? So it will store the in order processor like this. It will get the value in there and then it will break. Because why break? Because we have got our case, right? So it will break now, and let's say if node of left is null, then it won't go in if condition and then it will break. So at last it will check that if node of left is not null. If node of left is not null, it means I have found out my value. It means my given value exists in the BST. So I return in order predecessor. And if this is null, if node is null, then I return null. It means my value doesn't exist in the BST, right? So this is how basically I can solve my question, that how we can find out the in order predecessor, right? Now let's see the time complexity to solve this question. So if you see that, let's say if there are n nodes in the BST, so what I'm doing, I'm basically going in a particular direction. I'm not traversing all the nodes. If the height is h, of this BST, then basically for a particular level I am operating only one node. For this case, let's say for 5. So first of all I operated 5, then I operated this 6, then I operated this 2, then I operated only 5. So for a particular node I am operating on a single level. For a particular level I am operating on a single node. So it means if my time complexity will be equal to the big O of h, where h is the height of the BST. Right, so whatever the height of BST, that will be my time complexity. And generally if you have the n nodes, so my height is log of n, right? So what can I say, that my time complexity will be big of log of n, right? And which is base 2. Now if you talk about the space complexity, so as such I am not using any extra space, so my space complexity will be big of 1, right? So these will be my time complexity and space complexity to solve this question. So that's it about this in order predecessor. Now if you want to get the in order successor, so we have already solved this question, in order successor for a given value in the BST. So if you see that this is our playlist of this BST, and here our this 10th video of this BST, we have done this question, get in order successor for a given value in the binary search tree. So if you want to know about the in order successor, you can see this video, right? And here in our current video we solved the in order predecessor. So that's it about this question. If you have any doubts, then please write in the comment section. I will try to explain that. and I will also put the source code into description section, so if you want then you can also get it from there. So that's it, and if you have liked the video then please like it and subscribe the channel for more such videos. Thank you.